Hi everybody, we're looking for another 15 plus 10 game today, and we get DrMohta, rated 1511. Let's keep playing e4. Gonna get an Italian game. Oh, okay, what do you do against that? Seriously? I've been trying to build my white repertoire, and I'm ready for a lot of responses. Not this, I mean, if I take, he plays queen e7, and then he's attacking my knight and my pawn. He'll get it back. Will he get it back? Yeah, he'll get it back. With d6. Huh. Maybe bishop d3, bishop c2, c3, d4. Yeah, why not? Let's try that. It looks weird, I know. I need to look up what the best response there is. I'm gonna play c3 as I intended. I can castle next. He undermines my center. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe I should have played bishop back first, and so I could defend that pawn instead of castling. Yeah, good move. He obviously plays this opening off, and well, let's just try and get a decent position. I'm not gonna have anything great here. I mean, I have to do something about it. If he takes, I am in a little bit of trouble. Just a little bit though. I'm gonna lose my white square bishop. I don't want that to happen. Definitely don't want that to happen, so I'm just probably gonna take. Yeah, let's take. Don't wanna lose my knight square bishop, that's why I'm taking. Bishop c2 now, so I can play either bishop b3 or d4 or d3. I'm thinking bishop b3. Bishop b3 might be useful now, just getting his queen out of that very nice central square. On that, if he plays bishop queen e4, I can play rook e1 with tempo. Although he can take my knight, I can take his queen, he takes my queen. I take his bishop and I have the white square bishop. That could be okay. Let's try that. Once again, I have a slightly uncomfortable position out of the opening because I'm playing stuff I don't know, but that's interesting response. Knight f6. I was sure you had to play knight c6. Okay. I could play d3, knight d2 to get rid of the pin. Is d4 working? d4, e takes on d4, c takes on d4, and he's winning a pawn. Let's play d3. Okay. What about bishop g5? Then knight d2. What's the downside of that? I mean, he's gonna play either rook to the d8 square now and double attack on my pawn, but I can defend with my bishop. I mean, bishop e3, is that better? So I don't really want to take that knight, and I'm not really pinning that knight. Maybe bishop e3 to counteract his bishop. Because then if he takes, I take back with my pawn and I have a really nice pawn center. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's pre-move that capture. My position is not as bad as it usually is, so that's pretty good. Interesting move there. I'm not sure. I mean, he intends b4 maybe. Weaken my my pawn structure a bit, so maybe a3 is a good move now. Do I need to stop that pawn advance? Yeah, because then he ruins my pawn structure quite a bit. So I'm gonna play a3. Is there anything else I can do? If I take his bishop, he takes with the queen, and I don't see very much there. I think I want to leave that for now. I'll play that. I want to play knight to d2 next. Yeah, he really wants to open it up, but how dangerous is b4? If I take, he takes back. I'm gonna exchange a pair of rooks. I think knight to d2 is called for, regardless of what happens on the queen side. I need to finish development, and this move does that, and it also helps me with my I'm pinning my queen from this knight. Ah, he does that. I didn't think that was good for him. I thought he was gonna play b4. I was sure of that. Now he can never play b4, and I just can push back my bishop to a2 or c2, and I'm doing okay, right? I'm thinking c2 here because this pawn is weak. My d3 pawn is weak, and even though my bishop is really nice on this long diagonal, I'm not gonna have time to defend this pawn. Is there any other way to defend that pawn? I mean, it's actually hanging right now. My last move, knight to d2, hang this pawn, which is not good. I need to defend that pawn, so bishop c2 it is, defend that pawn. He's very well defended now. He should have probably taken that last move, right? He's gonna try and get into b3. That's not, I don't think that's good for him. I just take with my knight. I don't want to force the issue here yet. Maybe I should. I think I might force the issue. Let's do that. See what he wants to do with his bishop. If he takes, I'm taking with a queen. Right. Okay. Well, can I play d4 now? He takes. I take. He takes my knight. I take with my knight. But then that gives him the c4 square, which is actually better than the b3 square. So I'm not too happy with that. Not too happy. Queen b1. What about bishop takes and then d4? No. Right, I need some ideas. Let's see, his weaknesses lie on b5. Can I get at that? I'm not sure. this rook. I'd like it to be doing something. Maybe queen e1, getting out of the pin. But he just plays rook e8, and that's good for him. Not an easy position, but g4 and then try and get the bishop, the white bishop. No, he just wins the d3 pawn. Okay. Knight e4. Where is my point structure? Knight e4, knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, my queen. I take with the rook, then he takes my knight, and my pawns here are looking terrible. Rook to c, to the c file, or rook to the b file. Maybe king to h1 is a good move to see what he's gonna do next, and based on what he does next, I can react accordingly. Just getting out of this if he takes my bishop. King to h1, is that okay? Okay, I need to do something quick, otherwise I'm gonna get into my typical problem of running out of time. King to h1, he takes, I take. King to h1, rook to e1. I'd like to play d4, right? d4, takes my knight, and take with a knight. And I'm standing okay, right? But then he gets that d4, and he gets c4. That was a problem. Maybe just queen to e2. Try to get out of exchanging queens, and also targeting the b5 weak pawn I was talking about earlier. Okay, now I need to speed up. Got a decent position, but I spent way too much time on the last move. I win a pawn, right? Let's take that pawn. Let's definitely take that pawn. Oh, he takes with he doubles his pawns. I can still win the pawn. So I shall. The central pawn. Okay, my position's got a lot better now. He didn't think at all that last move, and he finally makes a positional mistake. He's doubled his pawns, which is good for me. He can never play b4. I take, and I'm winning a pawn. Another pawn. I'm up a pawn already. Yeah, it's not looking great for him. What's the point of that move? He's trying to play rook to e8. Maybe he wants to try and make the most of his advantage. I'm thinking knight to... no, that will hang that. Okay. Maybe rook to e1 right now. And then I can play queen to g3. I'm gonna go for that. The other rook was probably better. It's okay, he doesn't have a light squared bishop to bottom you in f2 right now, so now the queen. Let's just think for a little bit. Just in front of his king, maybe make any tactics. I don't see any quick way he can exploit that, so let's do that. Put my queen in front of his king. That sometimes gives possibilities for tactics. Right, so in this case, I'm just tempted to take and then take with my bishop. My bishop's lined up with his king. I map another pawn. I know he can take my knight here and give me double pawns, but I think my position will be just too good then. I can actually play this knight with tempo first on his queen. That's not that great. If I take with my knight and then I take with this knight attacking his queen, I can then recover everything without having double pawns. I'm gonna take here. And he probably needs to take on my f knight first. So now I'm thinking knight to d4 should be working. Attack his queen. I guess he can defend. No, he can't because I'm doubly attacking it. I'm gonna play this. Knight to d4. Nicely centrally posted knight. And then I take his b pawn. I mean, the idea of this was that he doesn't get to double my f and g pawns, which would be the case if I had taken b3 with the bishop first. Now it's looking nasty for him. I still have to be careful. He has a queen on the board. Anytime somebody has a queen on the board, crazy stuff can happen. So yeah, this b pawns will be so easy to pick up. Okay, just take that. Right, what are you planning now? Well, I can play rook to e7, which is something I would like to do. That would be good pressure against the f pawn. I also wouldn't mind. No, I don't want to play b4. Not really. What about knight to f4? No, that hangs the. Well, what about rook to e5? Attacking his queen. My queen is defended, he can't pin me. And then knight to f5 might be possible. Might be. This knight is an annoyance. Rook to e5. I win that pawn. He can't double my pawns then, but that simplification should just favor me. I'm gonna do that. Rook to e5. What's his best response to that? I mean, he's in trouble. He can't attack my queen. Well, he can with his knight, but I should be okay. Let's go for that. I could also play rook to g5 after this. Just, yeah, he hung his queen. That's it. Hello, queen. Oh, my chair is a bit messed up. Let's fix that. He resigns. That's what usually happens when your position slowly deteriorates, and his position has been going downhill for the last 10 moves or so. That's when you end up blundering queens and stuff, and it's happened to me too. You've seen it. So, takeaway: don't let your position get so bad that you crumble under all the pressure, which just happened to my opponent. Alright, let's see. Let's analyze this game quickly. Let's turn on the engine. e4, e5, knight f3. Knight c6 is recommended. See, let's see. When he plays, well, that's okay though. The engine doesn't mind it. Knight takes to e5 is the continuation. So it is possible here, but knight takes to e5, d6. Knight f3. Knight takes on e4. d4. That's what the computer wants to do. I really have no clue what's going on in this position. I have to look into it. I was scared of this, something like this, but then it says d4. I saw that, and then I thought, well, what about this? Knight f3, and then check. Bishop to e2. So the computer says, don't worry about it. Just play, change the pawns, develop, and you're fine. So bishop f5 is the strongest move here. Okay, attacking my c pawn. Knight to a3, queen to e7. So queen back, c4. Yeah, it's an interesting position to remember. I mean, I was scared of, yeah, takes, queen, knight f3. What about knight takes? Bishop e2, d5. Still meant to be okay. Okay, so the lesson is just take that pawn. Gives white a nice advantage. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. And so I feel more comfortable just taking the pawn instead. I did that, which immediately gives him an advantage with d5, which he eventually does play, and it did feel like he had an advantage. Whenever your opponent has an advantage, you can feel it. It's just harder to find a decent move. Even if all material is equal, you have the same amount of pawns, you have the same amount of pieces, everything's developed pretty equally, but you can still feel it. d5 for an immediate advantage. Knight c3. Yeah, knight c3 looks okay. But then my bishop is just really stupid. My plan was obviously to get my bishop back here, but now he plays d5. Oh no, not yet. Yeah, bishop c2. Still have an opportunity to like keep my position semi-decent. Instead, I castle and he gets d5 in. And you can see e takes and d5 is the best move. Why? Because I was thinking maybe something like this, and then after he takes and I take, I lose my light squared bishop, which is very important. You know, when I get anything happening on his king side. So then after castles, he's just doing great. Look, material is actually equal, but he enjoys the better position. The best move I have is getting my rook back to the first rank. It's not great. That's why I took. Queen takes on d5. Let's play bishop c2 so I can go on my plan. But then I noticed that d4, which was my plan, just became really hard to achieve because of all the pieces he has around that square. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces defending d4. Right now I have just one pawn. So aside from his one pawn, he has 3 pieces on it. So d4 wasn't happening for a long time coming. So I played d3. Oh no, I didn't play d3. I attack his queen, and the computer says that this variation, which I did see, is okay for him. Oh wow, of course he's winning my bishop. He's a piece up there if I do this. Oh wow, it's terrible. Bishop takes on c6, check, king takes on f7, rook takes on d1. Whoa, hold on a second. Bishop takes on c6, check. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. So I would have had to play that. I thought I would have an advantage in the overall, but he has double pawns, but I guess my b2 pawn is weak. He has a slight lead here. I guess because his pieces are better developed. Look at my pieces, my knight on b1 and my bishop on c1. They're just terrible. But luckily he didn't see that, he didn't go for that. To avoid that, the computer was recommending just d3 straight away, which is something I played the next move. To get this bishop developed, get this knight developed. I kind of wanted my bishop in this diagonal, just looking at f7. Anyway, he didn't spot that nice little combination that was going to give him a slight advantage. d4 is possible here, it says. Really? How is d4 possible? d4, e takes in d4. Rook to because his king is still in the middle. There we go, king f8. Yeah, of course, h3. That's very complicated though. I mean, I should have seen the check, but what's going on here? Bishop h5, knight b d2. No, I'm not happy with that. Knight b d2. Wow. Look at that. This is equal apparently, even though I'm down a pawn. Because his king didn't get to castle, so this h-rook might have a hard time playing. That's why, despite being down a pawn and my pawn structure on my queen side is a bit wrecked, the position is still almost equal. So I played that, he castles, although queen side castling was better here. He immediately gets his rook and queen working against my d3 pawn, and I will be forced to put my bishop back. That's a good point. But yeah, castle king side. Just try to develop. And then b5 gives equality again. He doesn't make the most out of his better development. To make the most of his better development, he needs to put his rooks in the central files, or he suggests rook a to d8 here. and then the other rook on the e file, and yeah, his position is looking better. For example, I have to defend my pawn, and this rook, let's say, it's looking nice. I still have to develop my knight, my rooks are not centralized, my queen is behind this powerful rook and queen battery. Apparently taking was okay for him too, but I just thought that after I take and rook 8 to d8, I could just achieve this and it's be okay. But I lose my knight, of course, so maybe, yeah, takes, maybe this. Oh, it's his turn. Rook d8, this, or you have to defend it. Bishop f5. Oh, right, I'm gonna be losing that pawn probably. He missed some concrete opportunities to get a much better position. Instead he went for that. And here's a move that I really dislike. It's coming up. He's still better here according to the computer. With bishop takes on e3, but then he plays this. I just didn't like it. I mean, he should have maybe played something like this instead. Oh wow, apparently that's good for me. Yeah, anytime you push a pawn, it's always really hard to calculate what's actually going on, especially in a 20-minute game. So let's keep going. He played that, bishop c2, rook f8, knight to a5, kind of brought out the game a little bit because c4 is controlled by my d pawn, and b3 is controlled by 2 pieces, which means as soon as he goes to b3, I take and I win a pawn, which is always good. A pawn is a pawn. h3 is what I played. Oh, I thought for a long time here. You can see that I went from 10 minutes to 6 minutes, almost 4 full minutes. But I found one of the best moves because I saw it. It was recommending queen to e2. Although no, bishop takes on c5 is better now. Bishop takes to c5, queen takes on c5, rook e1. Alright, well, I played this, it's not so bad. Bishop takes on e3 is recommended again. He had that move a long time, but instead he played that really quickly. So I thought for 4 minutes, he thought for 10 seconds. And here I could already see like concrete possibilities of winning. Because after what it takes, he takes. Queen takes is recommended so that his queen side structure is a bit, remains a bit healthy. So that's the best move. Instead he took with a pawn, which gives me an even bigger advantage. And here his position starts crumbling. I mean, move 16. He was fine before move 16. He had opportunities to make me suffer even more, but he didn't. So I take, and he knows he's a pawn down, so that's why he doesn't want to trade queens. Although that's the best move he has. He runs away and allows knight d4, which I don't play yet. Put my rook on the central file first. Queen g5. Queen g5. Why? Well. So he jumps into the b3 square, which was worse. You can see the evaluation is going down by another pawn, because he loses a pawn. So he takes in b3, and the knight d4 is a very important intermediate move. And the reason was because if I just take here, then bishop takes on f3, queen takes on f3, queen takes on f3, pawn takes on queen. Just a little bit not as nice, not as clean. I have this double pawns here. He has 3 perfect pawns. It's not terrible, as you can see. My evaluation is still decent, but this bishop is very powerful. This knight is limited. He cannot go to d5. I take with my bishop. He cannot go to e4. He cannot go to g4. So he needs at least 2 moves to make his knight decent. Maybe something like knight to h5, knight to f4. That could work. But I wanted to avoid that, and that's why first I played the intermediate move, knight to d4, attacking his queen. He plays queen to d5, but that's bad because he puts his queen, and then with a bishop that was going to take the b3 square anyway. Maybe he thought I was going to take with a knight, but that doesn't make any sense when you have this move, attacking his queen, forcing him to move again, and just try and find a square. And
check.
After exchanging rooks, he goes the rook e5 was suggested, which is what I played. That's pretty nice to be finding the most accurate moves. But knight to e6 is also very liked by the computer. That's very interesting. Knight to e6. because it looks like that square is protected, but if he takes, well, I'm not sure I could see d4 first. I'll probably just do this. Game is equal then, bishop to f7, of course. Yeah, I can do that. So d4, queen to c6, and then rook takes on e6. Interesting. Well, I wouldn't see a move like knight to e6 in such a slow game. I mean, what's the point anyway? Attacking his queen, mating 1. Oh, the point is mating 1, of course. He doesn't take that knight, and I'm attacking his queen. I'm attacking g7 mate. That's a beautiful move. Would have been nice to end the game that way. Let's say he didn't see that.
Checkmate.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Instead, what did I play? Yeah, not too bad. Queen c7. Instead he plays queen c6 and just gives me his queen. So yeah, you can see from move 16 to move 25, in 9 moves his position just went from okay and just holding up and having winning chances maybe at some point to completely lost. And I guess my new strategy kind of worked today. My goal was to play faster so that I didn't just start making horrible moves under time pressure and let my opponent make mistakes first before I start making my mistakes. So that's good. Hopefully I'll hit 1700 soon and just be on my way to 1800 in rating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.